But look at that. Oh, look at it bubbling. Oh, if you could smell this. Today's video, I'm going to be making Skillet apple pie biscuits, and the ingredients that you are going to need is 1 can of apple pie filling. You can use any brand you want. Some butter, some brown sugar. You're going to need biscuits. They're the frozen ones. Some nutmeg, some ground cinnamon, and some vanilla. And the biscuits, you're going to use 8 of them. I'm going to use 12 because the recipe calls for and that's powdered sugar for the icing later. But the recipe, I will leave it in the link below, so don't worry about that. But my skillet is 12 inches, and in the recipe, she's using a 10-inch skillet, so that's why I'm using 12 biscuits. So what I just did is just melted some butter, and I'm just gonna brush it all on the sides of the pan, everywhere, so your biscuits don't stick to the pan because you don't want that. And so after I'm done with that, I'm just going to put my butter aside, put my skillet aside, and go ahead and start with the sugar. So I'm just using a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Make sure you pack it in, and you are going to put in a tablespoon of cinnamon. I couldn't find my tablespoon, so I've got my teaspoon. So 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put 3 in there, and then your nutmeg, and I think I put in 1/2 of a 1/4 of a teaspoon, I think that was, because you know that's strong. It smells good. It just smells like Thanksgiving, Christmas. It smells so good. But I'm just using my hands because that is the best mixer sometimes. Get it all mixed up. And this recipe was extremely easy. And I'm sure you don't have to do it in a skillet. You could just do it in a pan if you wanted. And then you're going to get your cinnamon sugar mixture, your butter, and there's the biscuits, which you have to make sure your biscuits are thawed out because they do come frozen. Mine have been sitting out for a couple hours, so they're nice and soft. So you are just going to get them, and you're going to first dip them in your butter, and then coat them in your cinnamon and sugar, and then get them in the pan. And you're just going to do that until your pan is all full. Super easy recipe, and this is a good recipe for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Well, anytime really, but that's what it reminds me of, the smell. But I did find this recipe on Pinterest, and I will put the link below. And I'm all done, and there it is. And I put a little extra cinnamon sugar on a couple of them, so they just weren't coated all the way. And now you're going to get your apple pie filling. You're going to put it into a bowl, and then after you get it in there, you're going to put in, and I should have used a bigger bowl, it was too small, but I made it work. But I mean, the recipe says to just cut the apples up and make them smaller. If you want them bigger, you can. It's fine. It's no big deal, but I made them smaller as much as I could. And then you're going to put in vanilla. I think it calls for a teaspoon, but I was almost out. That might be 1/2 teaspoon. So, and you just get that all mixed in there. And I know I keep saying it smells so good, but when the vanilla hit the apples, it just smells so good. I wish I would have made them a little bit smaller, but anyway. Then you just get them and put them on top of the apples. I mean, on top of the biscuits. And then you're going to get your leftover butter. You're going to pour all that yummy goodness on top. Oh my goodness. Get your leftover sugar. Sprinkle it on top. Make it rain. Some sugar. And then put it in the oven. Easy, easy, easy. And like I said, you don't have to do it in a skillet, but there we go. And then while that's in there, I'm just going to make the glaze, and you're just going to need 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, and you can double this recipe here if you wanted. You could use milk or cream. I'm not going to use that. I'm using, ta-da, coffee creamer. Why? Because I want to. I just thought it would be good, which it was delicious, but you use your milk or your cream if you want. I just felt like using that. So you put it in a tablespoon of that and mix it all together, and just let it come together. You can make it as thick as you want, as thin as you want. I added a little bit more to make it a little bit thicker, and I let it sit too. So right before I put it on the biscuits, I put in a little bit more of the coffee creamer. But look at that. Oh, look at it bubbling. Oh, if you could smell this. I am telling you, when you make this, you're not going to regret it. The smell is amazing. And there it is, looking all beautiful. And then you're just going to get your glaze and just start putting it on top. And like I said, you can double it if you want more, but I figured with all the cinnamon and sugar, it was just going to be sweet enough. So that was plenty of glaze, but whew, my goodness, was this good. And there we go. I'm just going to scoop some out and put it on the plate. And it would be good with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top or some whipped cream. Oh, it was so good. So, so good. I hope you make this. So good. And I think next time I'll put more apples on top. But there I am. I'm going to do a taste test. But if you enjoyed this video, I am glad you did. I'm glad you watched it. I hope you come back to watch more. I will see you Friday. I hope you all have a good week. And if you watched this until the very end, I want you to put a heart or an emoji somewhere in the comments and let me know how you like this video. And I will see you all later. Bye.